In a moment, pictures that we are getting now from Varanasi, Arvind Kejriwal there, you can see in those pictures, who has now reached the collectorate's office to file his nomination papers. From there was a road show earlier in the day for good 2.5 to 3 hours. Aam Aadmi Party workers displaying the show of strength today on the streets of Varanasi. Arvind Kejriwal, flanked by his proposers, reaching the collectorate's office right now to file his nomination papers. He's taking on BJP's Narendra Modi. But for more, let me quickly go across to Preeti Chaudhary. Preeti, it's over to you.
Ruchika, just about 10 minutes ago, Arvind Kejriwal was escorted, heavily guarded, right inside the court house right here. And it's interesting because he was supposed to make this journey on foot, but the police did not allow it here. And the reason being, on the last 2 months, the kind of physical assault that Arvind Kejriwal has come under, they did not want to take anything to chance, and they asked him to carry on with his open jeep, and 6 commandos flanked him as he made his way. Accompanying him was Ashutosh, Manish Sisodia, Sanjay Singh walking right in front of his jeep, and that he's just gone inside. This entire process, as we hear, will take no more than 30 minutes. After that, Arvind Kejriwal would be coming out, and there are 10 people with him who are nominees, who would be nominating him, standing from the seat of constituency. Over and over again, Arvind Kejriwal has repeated that he doesn't want to resort to gimmickry or, to get maybe a tea stall wala or a pan wala to represent him. He's picked all 10 people from various different backgrounds, but all of them are members of the Aam Aadmi Party and the local unit here where they come from. So even right before he went, we heard him, the speeches that he's been giving, attacking Narendra Modi, calling the kind of politics that the BJP is resorting to nothing more than helicopter politics. And that primarily because the Aam Aadmi Party understandably doesn't have the kind of funds to actually launch a concerted campaign like Narendra Modi. They've changed the mode of traditional campaigning in Varanasi or even across India. We saw that happen in Delhi as well. And it has been appreciated. Whether or not it will translate into votes is a completely different thing. There's been a lot of Nukkad Sabha that Arvind Kejriwal has organized, door-to-door campaigning. But the point in all of this is that he's really not identified on what he'd like to do or put that point forward to the voters of Varanasi on what he'd like to do for Varanasi. His entire campaign, the political capital that he's built in Varanasi, the plank has been an anti-Modi plank. Many people that we've been speaking to, the voters in Varanasi, believe that Arvind Kejriwal chose Varanasi because Narendra Modi chose it. Otherwise, he never really would have wanted to come here or stand from here. And they don't want a person to represent their city who has only chosen the city to launch personal vendetta against another political opponent. So that's one thing which has worked against Arvind Kejriwal with the electorate here. And it's also been bolstered by the fact that Arvind Kejriwal has constantly only criticized Modi and not given a vision for Varanasi, a constituency he today will officially represent from the Aam Aadmi Party. The other thing as well has been that Arvind Kejriwal has constantly been calling Narendra Modi the face of identity politics and the Aam Aadmi Party a secular force. Now, what happened yesterday by one of its prominent members, Shazia Ilmi, has been a self-goal, where she made that communal comment. So that has again worked against him even in Varanasi. I hand it back to you, Ruchika. But a quick update, Arvind Kejriwal right now in the courthouse.
Right, let me quickly go across to Ankit Tyagi, who I believe is with us right now. Ankit, the very fact that he is taking on Narendra Modi in itself sends out a message that Arvind Kejriwal had sought to give out, that he's not afraid to take on the big leaders. First it was Sheila Dikshit, who he defeated and earned the title of a giant slayer, and now it's Narendra Modi. Even as everyone talks about a Modi wave in the country, particularly the BJP leaders and sympathizers, the Aam Aadmi Party workers also insisting that there is an undercurrent of Aam Aadmi Party that's running through Varanasi.
Well, that's what the Aam Aadmi Party has been saying. They are believing that the kind of roadshow that has happened today, an impressive show by Arvind Kejriwal, about 15 to 20,000 people on the street, completely chock-a-block. It was a sea of caps. Let me go across to Somnath Bharti, former minister in the Delhi government and a senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. First, your reaction to the kind of support that you have got on the streets. Yesterday, I spoke to Arvind. He said we have not asked people to come out. Are you amazed? Arvind also said he's surprised.
Even I'm surprised, but it was expected. सी जब जब जुनून और पैसे में जंग होती है तो जुनून जीतता है। पैसे जो कॉरपोरेट वर्ल्ड से पैसे की जुनून इन्होंने मोदी जी ने कर रखी है, और यहाँ पे आम आदमी का जो जुनून है उसमें जंग है। तो आम आदमी का जुनून किसी भी मायने में, किसी भी वक्त आप मेजर कर लीजिए, वो कॉरपोरेट के पैसे से बढ़कर निकलेगा आपको।
Somnath, you also accompanied throughout the roadshow. You were with Arvind. His parents were also here. What were the sort of sentiments that they had? This is a huge fight, bigger than when Arvind Kejriwal took on Sheila Dikshit.
See, it's phenomenal, and what is happening is historic. This is decisive for the nation. Where will the nation go to now? दिशा और दशा दोनों तय होगी इसके जरिए। और जैसा मैंने पहले कहा कि ये जुनून और पैसे का जंग है, जुनून जीतेगा। और जो मुझे तो लिखा हुआ दिख रहा है कि मोदी साहब ने जो अच्छा फैसला किया कि वहाँ पे बड़ोदरा से लड़ रहे हैं, नहीं तो वो प्रधानमंत्री बनने का सपना तो बिल्कुल ही चूर हो गया होता।
What about the criticism that a lot of people are saying that most of the people, those who have come here, have been outsiders, your volunteers, those who have come from outside. I spoke to Arvind earlier. He very clearly said that there might be a handful of people from outside, but 20,000 people outside will be difficult.
He was absolutely right, because countable number of people could be from outside, but majorly a big chunk of people are local, and they're absolutely local. The people who are standing right here, you can talk to them. A local of Varanasi, they have decided that this time they will vote for Prajatantra, Jantantra.
Throughout your way at Telia Bagh, there was a BJP office where you were booed down. A few people standing there showing you, a thumbs down. What do you have to say about the BJP cadre? They are very enthusiastic about tomorrow.
Now, see, जो crowd लाई जाती है मोदी जी के द्वारा, they are the ones who are paid crowd. We do not have neither the money nor have the intention. These people have come on their own, and I have no idea what sort of people would be joining this procession tomorrow. So it's written on the wall. We must see it, that Arvind Kejriwal is going to be winning from this seat on 16th of May. Along with that, a historic thing with India will witness on that day.
The Congress is saying their local candidate, Ajay Rai, was also able to garner about 15-20,000 people when he came for his nomination. What do you have to say about the Congress? They are saying that both of them, Arvind Kejriwal, he only could manage the same number of people as we could. We are the main contenders. The minority vote is also tilting towards us.
This is very, very funny, because there is no comparison between the number. We are not here comparing the number which we have garnered to bring to the nomination process. This fight is absolutely phenomenal between one set of people who are wanting the country to go to become people-centric, and one set of people who are wanting the country to become corporate-centric.
Very quick last question. There has been a lot of controversy that has been generated as far as Shazia Ilmi's recent comment and that video was concerned. What do you have to say about that? She clearly trying to appease the minority vote, the allegation that you level on other parties.
I've not seen the video, so I can't comment.
Thank you so much. Somnath Bharti, former minister of in the Delhi government, clearly saying that the entire party is overwhelmed by the kind of response that they have got on the streets of Banaras. Very importantly, Ruchika, the Aam Aadmi Party volunteers, the structure, especially those who are in the forefront of organization, they are the people, those who have come from outside. But there have been the Arvind Kejriwal camp has been able to generate some sort of a buzz. Now, all eyes, of course, the comparison would be with what the BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate's roadshow tomorrow would be. The BJP promising a complete blockbuster performance tomorrow. They are saying that about 1 lakh people would be on the streets. But as the Aam Aadmi Party is known for, and that is the strategy here by Arvind Kejriwal camp, they would want to bank on their door-to-door campaigning, on their people connect. This is something that they have done in Delhi. But will that be enough to stop the Modi wave? Will that be enough to pursue the voters of Banaras to come out overwhelming and vote for Arvind Kejriwal? 12th May will be the date that will decide the fate of both.
Very interesting. And we also, Ankit, saw the stepped-up attack from Arvind Kejriwal on Narendra Modi as well as Rahul Gandhi when he talked about helicopter leaders tearing into the campaign of the Congress party and the BJP.
Absolutely. That's the first attack that Arvind Kejriwal started his day with. He wanted to tell people that he's the one who is on the ground. He's accessible. He wants to meet people. And on that end, he said that Narendra Modi will be a helicopter candidate. He also dragged Rahul Gandhi in it. He was, remember, till late last night in Amethi. It was only last night that he has come back to Banaras. He said that people of Amethi have chosen Rahul Gandhi and they hardly get to see him. Only during the elections, one rally or two. Similar fate the people of Varanasi will have to go through if they choose Narendra Modi. So Arvind Kejriwal clearly pitching the interpersonal relation that he wants to make with the people of Banaras as his key for the votes in Varanasi. Throughout the route, there were a lot of people who came out in support. But let me also remind you, among those people of support, there were a few houses where people were standing with thumbs down. When we were crossing Telia Bagh, there was a BJP office where people came out and showed him a thumbs down. So it won't be an easy battle as far as Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. But yes, today an impressive show. This will give a lot of momentum to their campaign in the next few days. A crucial phase now for the Aam Aadmi Party. They are pulling all resources, every available candidate, every available minister, former minister in Delhi, every available face of the party is camping in Banaras, and those who are outside will also be coming through to make sure that Arvind Kejriwal can give a fair fight to Narendra Modi.
And Ankit, a lot of this campaign of both the parties is steeped in a lot of symbolism. So while we had Bismillah Khan's family refusing to propose Narendra Modi's name when he files his nomination papers dominate the headlines, what's interesting to note today as Arvind Kejriwal files his nomination are these proposers, the 10 people who have come forward to propose his name. Just give us a bit more details about these 10 people who have been selected by the Aam Aadmi Party to propose Kejriwal's name.
Well, let me first begin by an insider's account of how the proposers were decided. Aam Aadmi Party, they were also trying to get a few prominent names of Banaras. After the fiasco with Bismillah Khan and a few other known names for Narendra Modi, the party decided it's better to go with their local cadre to show that it is the party of the locals. Arvind Kejriwal has been proposed by the people in Varanasi. 10 volunteers of the party, those who have been active, are now the proposers for Arvind Kejriwal. It includes a doctor, it also includes a thelewala, it also includes one boatman, among others. So the party choosing from cross-section of people, not only from a few religions, but also from various class of Varanasi, trying to ensure that the representation that Arvind Kejriwal has as his proposers is from across vote banks in Varanasi. This is very important. Of course, as you said, symbolism has been something which is very important as far as the Aam Aadmi Party and also the BJP's propaganda in Banaras is concerned. Both of them trying to tell people that their proposers are the locals. Both of them trying to ensure that people get that sort of a connect with their candidate, that they can come out and vote for them on May 12th.
And what really is your sense as far as the locals in Varanasi are concerned? Because a lot of people were in fact initially very skeptical about Arvind Kejriwal fighting this election from Varanasi. Many of them questioning that he's someone who abdicated his responsibility, ran away from governance in Delhi and now has come to contest in Varanasi. Has that mindset or has that thinking changed over a period of time, or is there still an overwhelming number of people who feel that Arvind Kejriwal is just putting up resistance? He isn't here for the long haul.
Well, this is something that has been the biggest hurdle as far as the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. Many people questioning them about what happened to their government in Delhi. Why could it run only for 49 days? Remember, also when he was campaigning in Delhi, that is one issue that Arvind Kejriwal time and again tried to address. He told people that it was on the basis of principle that he resigned. Opposition not buying that argument. This is something that we have seen in Banaras also. All the campaign that has been directed against Arvind Kejriwal has been, the focal point has in fact been that he could not run a government. Those posters that you saw on the day when Arvind Kejriwal arrived, those posters clearly proclaimed him as an absconder, as somebody who ran from Delhi and had just come here for a spectacle. Few people still think about that. There are people, those who are asking this question. That is the focal point of the campaign. Everywhere Arvind Kejriwal goes, This is what he says. This is what he tries to propagate. He wants to tell people that he will be here, he will be among the people, and the purpose is not only to defeat Narendra Modi, but also to ensure that this completely changed the way politics in the country has been done. Whether the voters of Banaras, which has been a stronghold of the BJP, by that, whether that cuts some ice as far as the support for Arvind Kejriwal is concerned, well, that is something we can only, we'll have to wait and see when the results come out.
Right, he certainly is signing up for the big fight. Just stay on with me, Ankit. We'll continue to get the very latest from you. For the moment, let's in fact listen into what Arvind Kejriwal had to tell you just moments ago before he went inside the collectorate's office to file his nomination papers.
A massive show of strength here. A lot of people came out to support you. A lot of people came out to support you.
There are काशी के इतने लोग साथ आए हैं, ये यही दिखाता है हमारे पास तो पैसा नहीं है, ये लोग लाए नहीं गए, अपने आप आए हैं ये लोग, ये दिखाता है कि इस बार काशी बदलाव चाहती है, पार्टियों का बदलाव नहीं, बीजेपी को हटा के कांग्रेस, कांग्रेस को हटा के बीजेपी नहीं, इस बार व्यवस्था का बदलाव चाहती है, ईमानदार राजनीति चाहती है.
Did you expect this kind of a support?
Even I am amazed. This clearly shows public mood.
How about Narendra Modi? A word about your opponent who is filing a nomination tomorrow.
सारे पैसे वाले हैं, वो तो खूब लोग ले आएंगे ट्रकों में भर भर के.
All right, so Arvind Kejriwal also sending out an SOS of sorts, saying his party does not have funds. At the same time, hitting out at the BJP, particularly Mr. Narendra Modi's campaign, talking about helicopter democracy, helicopter leaders who, of course, make a pit stop at these constituencies, drop by for a little while, air dash to give out speeches without trying to understand the local issues. Ankit Tyagi is still with us from Varanasi with the very latest. Ankit, as you spoke to Arvind Kejriwal, he did talk about the deep pockets of his opponents as they run this high blitz campaign, and at the same time he talked about how the Aam Aadmi Party is short of campaign funds. But the recent reports that had come out actually suggest something to the contrary, because Arvind Kejriwal had made appeals in the past about resource crunch, and there were reports of how more than 80 lakh rupees were offered within a span of 2 days.
Well, absolutely. The number, according to the permissible limit of 70 lakh, will now be applied on Arvind Kejriwal as soon as he files a nomination. That is what the process is. Once the candidate files the nomination, then the entire expenditure is accounted to him. They are in the bigger battle, in the campaign. Aam Aadmi Party this time has been facing a financial crunch. They have not been able to put posters as they usually were able to before. They were not also able to put out big hoardings. Let me just go across and try and speak to Ashutosh, a senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. He is right now here. And let me, Ruchika, just bring out another view as far as this entire nomination is concerned. Ashutosh, the entire road where you came from, Whitecaps were there. There was some skepticism yesterday whether you will be able to gather numbers or not. How do you have to say about what happened?
I like your attitude and the entire approach, because you have hijacked me from the other channel. So thank you very much for having so much killer instinct. Yes, I'm enjoying and I'm really liking it.
What about the kind of campaign that the BJP has been running? Tomorrow, the BJP is saying 1 lakh people will be on the ground.
भाड़े के लोग तो कहीं से भी लाए जा सकते हैं. Today, the kind of spontaneous reaction which you all have witnessed, I think it is mind-blowing. And this is not the people. These are not the hired people. These are not brought in the buses. They just Kashi has just responded so overwhelmingly. It is such an humbling experience. So what Narendra Modi is doing, from where he's getting 1 lakh people, whether the Reliance is funding all that, whether the Mukesh Ambani is funding all that, and whoso is funding, I'm not bothered. हमारे यहाँ शक्ति प्रदर्शन नहीं था. हम अपना nomination करने आए थे, लोग आए हमारे साथ.
I spoke to Arvind a little while back. He said he's amazed and surprised by the response that he has got. He also said that others might have deep pocket. We are still facing a financial crunch, but he's in for a big battle.
Of course, you know that we don't have money. We don't have kind of finances. If Narendra Modi is spending more than 30 crores in each and every rally, you can imagine what kind of money he's having. Tomorrow, he's going to have 4 landings in the city itself. The 15 roads are going to be closed. A chief minister, the prime minister candidate is trying to make the entire Banaras as a curfew, so that he can mobilize people and put on the road and project to the whole world that he's the most popular person. I challenge him openly. I challenge him. If he got the guts, he should come out openly without the bulletproof jacket in the crowd, and address the way Arvind Kejriwal has been addressing people.
Thank you so much, Ashutosh, for talking to us. Ashutosh very aggressively challenging Narendra Modi, saying that he should come out like Arvind Kejriwal did, speak to the people. This is something, Ruchika, that Aam Aadmi Party is banking on heavily. Arvind Kejriwal's ability to move into every house of Banaras. This is what the campaign strategy is. This is what they are banking on. They are hoping that this people connect, this personal touch would give them votes, on the contrary to what Narendra Modi would do. But yes, it is not an easy battle. This has been a stronghold of the BJP, and tomorrow a massive show of strength by the BJP is waiting for the streets of Banaras.
Well, Arvind Kejriwal's big day out in Varanasi as he signs up for that big battle. And as Ankit, you put it, tomorrow is another day. Narendra Modi is going to be in town to file his nomination papers, and we'll be tracking that with you. Thanks for joining us.